We don't have to wait long at all to see a mighty divisional clash between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals, two very fierce football teams that have been a part of the football centerfold for a long time. I'd be saying football centerfold. The Cleveland Browns have always been important from the days of Jim Brown. We want the Browns to be good. Of course, they are putting the pieces together, putting the chips a little bit further in the future, right, for them to have success. But week one, they've got the Cincinnati Bengals, and that game is at home. It's at the dog pound. They have to come out and play very well. Just because they gave up that first-round pick or that second-rounder for Travis Hunter, traded back to take Mason Graham, doesn't mean that they can't be competitive with Cincinnati to start off the season. What could make this game uncompetitive, of course, is what everybody talks about. It's Ja'Marr Chase, it's T. Higgins, it's Joe Burrow. That dynamic connection, it poses so many concerns, even if you are a team like Cleveland that has probably easily a top 3 corner in football. Denzel Ward has been phenomenal. He's got to stay healthy. That's an important thing. People might even have him outside of the top 6. The health at Denzel Ward at full speed is one of the best corners in the National Football League. You can't really debate that. The Steelers are a team in the AFC North that have been so good in stopping the run. I really believe that the Cleveland Browns could be a team that's better against it. Why? Because of Mason Graham. His ability to be just an immovable object, put that hand on you, don't look past any of his college highlights. I mean, against Ohio State, people look at that game of why he got drafted 5th overall. It absolutely is a why. You're doing it against one of the best offensive lines in college football. Maybe there were the injuries, but Mason Graham can be that centerpiece and be a huge part of why the Bengals might have to throw the ball 50 times to go win this game. It's going to be very tough for Cleveland to stop that talent on the outside, but they will have success being able to stop that Cincinnati run. We, of course, know that Chase Brown had that torn ACL. He had that injury against the Denver Broncos at the end of last year. He's so explosive, adds a fundamental element of speed that really puts defenses in conflict having to defend against that. But with a Myles, Garrett, a Mason Graham, holy cow, with that defense. It was tough, obviously, hearing some of the news about Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, one of those athletic freaks and a very great guy for that injury for him with the neck. It's just tough. A part of football, very much so, unfortunately. It's just one of those things about it. And so Cincinnati's not going to have to deal with that. They will have their opportunities to get the ball to Chase over the middle of the field. Joe Burrow will have opportunities to scramble and get a first down, to get extra yardage, because he's not having to worry about a player of that caliber. He still has to worry about number 97. I mean, Myles Garrett is still arguably the best player on the defense side of the ball in the NFL. Him, TJ Watt, Aiden Hutchinson was on that come up very much so. Of course, Pat Surtain won the Defensive Player of the Year. I have a slight lean for this one because it's on the road. The dog pound is a real home field advantage, especially earlier in the year when there's a little bit. I'm not saying the Cleveland Browns don't have energy. They've just been, 4-9, 4-8, 5-10 later in the season was not as important. But when the Browns are playing meaningful football games at home, it's hard to find a better atmosphere or environment, a more passionate fan base than them for those very big matchups. I have the Bengals with a slight edge, 24-17. Would I have them coming out with this win? The quarterback position, of course, has been a question mark the entire offseason for Cleveland. Some of that inconsistency and those guys not having that full knowledge. It helps so much to know you're the starting quarterback and you're going to be going into the season. Of course, Joe Burrow, with the year he had and who he's been, who he was coming out of college. Of course, he is that guy. He has that sense of clarity in who he is and knows what he's about. Not that Joe Flacco doesn't know all that he's about, right? He has a Super Bowl and Joe Burrow does not, but it is an element that helps when you have those reps and you know that you have that starting job. Quinshon Judkins, a very big fan of his, obviously. All of that negativity in the offseason, that was very tough to see show an impact on a week one game. It's just tough. I'm an Ohio State fan. I wanted to see Quinshawn get out on the field and really leave a bit of that negative stuff behind, but it's something that might be sticking with him for a long time there. That's a player that Cleveland team that was expected to be a role immediately to fill it in. So when he's out on the field, he has to make an impact and go out there and prove it and earn. Really, you have to earn the Cleveland fan base's trust. They're very personal, very passionate about their team. The coaching, of course, we see Kevin Stefanski. You love him as a coach. He was very good at Minnesota and Cleveland. He's done a good job under the circumstances. There's no doubt about it. All of the chatter about tanking to get a quarterback, there's none of that whatsoever of any head coach, because you've got a job to go win football games. And this is a team that has been a very good roster the last 5 years. It absolutely had. They've had the O-line. The weakness you could say about this team is on the edges, right, of the receiving core, in that amount of weapons that they might not be as strong on that. And then Cincinnati, of course, Ja'Marr Stewart will be out there. That's a huge element to have him for this game. And Trey Hendrickson, it's so important to have those guys that you can rely on. It just elevates Cincinnati. That's another part of why you can have them winning this matchup. Please let me know down below in the comments, who do you have winning this one? It's very fun to see these divisional games early because they mean so much, and obviously it's a new season for everyone, so they're going to want this one very badly. Obviously, you want every divisional matchup badly, but to start the year, you want to get off on the right foot. So let me know, am I wrong? Is the Cleveland Browns squad, is that dog pound going to come out, be crazy, and are the Browns going to get a win, an upset win at home to start the year? They're very much possibility of that is on the table, especially with Cincinnati and those defensive struggles a year ago. You could very much so see it, but again, tall task anytime to step out there and to defend a Joe Burrow-led offense. So please subscribe for more content in the future. Who's excited? I know you are, that football is back and here to stay for the next 5 months. It has been so tough with those off-season months, but holy cow, it snuck up on us, and it is here, and we are fired up for it. So please make sure we're gonna be bringing the energy all year long, previews, predictions, live streams, all of it for coverage of the NFL, not just the NFL, college football as well. Big Ohio State fan here, so there's going to be Buckeye content for you Browns or Bengals fans out there that are also Buckeye fans. Come here, stay with Blitz with Blender. We got the Buckeyes covered, and going to be covering a whole lot of college as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Best player in college football. That Georgia and Ohio State game, New Year's Eve, is going to be a classic.
Josh Blunder, hi everybody, I'm Josh Blunder. To the 40, 35, 30, Espinosa to the 20.